Your relationships after 50 might be more powerful than any medication.
Harvard scientists tracked people for 80 years and discovered that social connection predicts who lives longest, even more than cholesterol, blood pressure, or exercise. What they found about the biology of connection will change how you spend your time. For decades, we believed the secrets to living longer were diet, exercise, and genetics. But then Harvard completed the longest study on human happiness and health ever conducted. They followed over 700 people for more than 80 years, tracking everything from blood work to brain scans. And here is what stunned researchers. The people who stayed healthiest into their 80s and beyond were not the ones with the best cholesterol numbers or the most gym memberships. They were the people with the strongest social connections. But the real mystery was not that connection mattered. It was how it worked inside the body. What happens biologically when you have a meaningful conversation with a friend? The answer to that question explains why some people seem to age gracefully while others decline rapidly. And it reveals something doctors rarely discuss with patients. Let me take you inside your brain during a meaningful conversation. Within seconds of connecting with someone you trust, your body releases oxytocin. This hormone does something remarkable. It actually reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that damages blood vessels and accelerates aging. But here is where it gets fascinating. Researchers using real-time brain imaging discovered that during genuine social interaction, the inflammation markers in your bloodstream begin dropping within minutes. Chronic inflammation is now considered a primary driver of heart disease, cognitive decline, and even cancer. So when you share a laugh with a good friend, your body is literally turning down the volume on the biological processes that age you fastest. If this is already changing how you think about your relationships, hit that like button. But the protection goes even deeper than inflammation. Scientists found something in the brains of socially connected people that explains why they stay mentally sharp decades longer. Now let me shift your perspective on something important. We often think of social connection as a nice addition to life. Something pleasant but optional. But researchers at Brigham Young University analyzed data from over 300,000 participants. Their conclusion was startling. Loneliness and social isolation are as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Read that again. Being disconnected shortens your life as much as a serious addiction. The biological reason comes down to your nervous system. When you feel chronically isolated, your body stays locked in fight or flight mode. Your heart rate remains elevated. Your blood pressure creeps up. Your immune system becomes dysregulated. It is as if your body is constantly preparing for danger that never comes. This chronic stress response quite literally wears out your organs. But here is the most important part. You do not need dozens of friends to get the protection. Quality matters far more than quantity. And the specific type of connection that extends lifespan is not what most people expect. Here is where I need you to pay attention. The blue zones are regions where people routinely live past 100 in good health. Researchers have studied these areas for decades. Okinawa, Japan. Sardinia, Italy. Nicoya, Costa Rica. Ikaria, Greece. Loma Linda, California. They expected to find dietary secrets or special exercise routines. But the thread that connected all 5 zones was social structure. In Okinawa, they have a tradition called moai, small groups of 5 friends who commit to supporting each other for life. These groups meet regularly, share meals, and provide emotional backup during difficult times. The data showed moai members lived an average of 7 years longer than people without these committed social bonds. Think about that. 7 additional years of life from intentional friendship. Not expensive supplements. Not extreme diets. Not grueling workouts. Just showing up for your people consistently. But researchers discovered the timing of social engagement matters more than anyone realized. But everything I just told you is only half the story. Researchers made another discovery that changes the entire picture. It is not just having friends that extends your life. It is what you do with that time together. Superficial social contact, the kind where you scroll phones together or watch television side by side, provides almost no protective benefit.
The brain scan showed minimal oxytocin release during passive socializing.
But when people engaged in what scientists call meaningful reciprocal exchange, the protective effects multiplied. Meaningful reciprocal exchange means conversations where you actually listen, share vulnerabilities, and feel genuinely understood. It means activities where you depend on each other, create something together, or solve problems as a team. This is why coffee dates where you really talk about your lives produce more longevity benefit than 100 superficial interactions. If you want to see the 3 specific practices that create this deep connection, make sure you are subscribed because this is exactly what we focus on.
And what happens next in the research surprised even the scientists conducting the studies. The researchers followed up on something curious. They noticed that socially connected people were not just living longer.
They were staying mentally sharp in ways that seemed almost impossible. Brain imaging revealed the answer. People with strong social bonds had significantly more neural connections in their hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory.
Every meaningful conversation was literally building new brain architecture. Every deep laugh with a friend was strengthening pathways that would protect against cognitive decline. And here is the part that matters most. The brain benefits accumulated over time but also showed up immediately. After just 1 hour of genuine connection, participants performed better on memory tests. Their reaction times improved. Their problem-solving abilities sharpened. Now think about what this means practically. Your next conversation with a close friend is not just enjoyable.
It is brain training.
It is building the neural reserve that protects you decades from now. Drop your prediction in the comments. Did you see this brain connection coming?
The final piece of this research will show you exactly how to build this into your weekly routine.
So here is the part that matters most for your life.
The researchers identified 3 specific weekly practices that create maximum longevity benefit.
Practice 1 is the anchor conversation. Choose one person and have a genuine 30-minute conversation every week. Not texting. Not phone scrolling together. Real eye contact and real listening. This single practice produced measurable cortisol reduction in study participants. Practice 2 is the shared activity. Do something with others that requires cooperation at least once weekly. A walking group, cooking class, book club, or volunteer project. The key is interdependence. You need each other to complete the activity. This triggers the deepest oxytocin response. Practice 3 is the vulnerability moment. Once per week, share something real with someone you trust. A fear, a hope, a struggle. And listen when they share theirs. This activates the bonding circuits that provide the strongest protection against isolation-related health decline. 3 practices. Perhaps 3 hours of your week. For potentially 7 additional years of healthy life. We are almost at the moment this all comes together. What happens when you stack these practices consistently reveals the compound effect nobody expected. Here is what nobody else will tell you about implementing this. When people in the studies maintain all 3 practices for just 12 weeks, their biomarkers showed dramatic shifts. Inflammation markers dropped by an average of 23%. Blood pressure normalized in participants who had been borderline hypertensive. Sleep quality improved significantly without medication. But the most remarkable finding was what happened at the 6-month mark. Brain scans showed measurable increases in gray matter volume. Their brains were literally growing in the regions associated with emotional regulation and memory. At the 1-year mark, participants reported feeling 10 years younger than their biological age. They had more energy, more optimism, more resilience when facing health challenges. And the protective effect seemed to compound. Every year of consistent practice added more protection than the year before. This is not wishful thinking. This is peer-reviewed research from institutions like Harvard, Stanford, and the National Institutes of Health. Your relationships are medicine. And the prescription costs nothing but your presence and attention. So what does this mean for you starting today? First, take inventory. How many genuinely close connections do you have right now? Not social media friends. Not casual acquaintances. People who know your struggles and celebrate your wins. If that number is low, you are not alone. Many people find their social circles shrinking after 50. But here is the hopeful news. The research shows it is never too late to build these protective bonds. People who started cultivating deep connections in their 70s still showed significant health improvements. The brain remains capable of forming new pathways and releasing oxytocin at any age. Start with one anchor conversation this week. Reach out to someone you have been meaning to connect with. Suggest coffee or a walk. No agenda except genuine presence. You are not just nurturing a friendship. You are writing a prescription for your own longevity. Your best years are still ahead. And the people you share them with might be the most important health decision you ever make. Now you know why scientists call social connection the most underrated longevity factor of our time. Subscribe for weekly science-backed tips designed specifically for thriving after 50, because your best years are truly still ahead. Tell me in the comments, how many close friends do you connect